Hello.
Good morning,
Hello,
Side Note
hello.
fam. Welcome to episode 4. We'll be joined later with our special guest Paco, but joining us again, as per usual, Speed Demon and Yakes87.
Hi.
Morning notice. Kaz, what's going on?
Morning.
Deceptus, thanks for the follow, man. We appreciate it. I'm going to kick off today. We're going to just announce there's a day coming up.
Hey,
We've
Gaza.
figured out that it's only an Australian thing, but we're still going to touch on it anyway because it does kind of breach across everything that we do with Glimesh as well. It's an Are You OK Day coming up on the 9th of September. RUK is an Australian non-profit suicide prevention organisation founded by advertiser Gavin Larkin in 2009. It revolves around the slogan, Are You OK? And advocates for people to have a conversation with others. So again, guys, just because it might be an Australian thing, make sure if you are not feeling well or you just want someone to talk to, reach out to any one of us three or anyone in the Discord at any time. I know we're all big advocates for mental health and things like that. A couple of us do suffer from mental health, so again, it is a big thing. So don't be shy to reach out and ask, if you're okay. Help your buddies. Make sure you're making friends. Keep on top of that stuff. It would be good to see that happening around.
Sometimes all it takes, sometimes all it takes is just for someone to ask if someone is okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a quick question, and just shows that you're thinking. But yeah, as we mentioned earlier, we got special guest Paco joining us in about an hour's time. So with that said, we're going to throw this out open. Speed's got some things from the last week. Bit of news from around Twitch and a Glimesh, but let's get stuck in.
As always, there's always a huge amount of information coming from the Twitch side of things, pretty much on a daily basis at this stage. First off, want to touch up on a day off Twitch. So for anyone who didn't know, there were a large portion of patrons to Twitch that did take the day off, either streaming or not viewing content. Basically, they just signed out for the day. That was on September 1st. And it was interesting to see how that went down. On the Twitch side of things, I don't know. I didn't see the impact that I think everyone was sort of hoping for. Everywhere else, though, wow. I can definitely say, from my point of view, on the Glimesh side of things absolutely exploded. I think a word was just getting out that Glimesh was this brand new site that was like Mixer, and everyone was just like, well, yeah, I mean, I want to give it a go. And a lot of people have been giving it a go and been signing up to the Discord and whatnot, which is really cool. What have you guys noticed?
Well, from my side of things, firstly, as it's known with a lot of the community, anyway, the GCT sort of bounced around a lot of channels. So we had our work cut out a lot bouncing around. We had nearly 30 live channels at one stage, which was just mind-boggling that we saw those kind of numbers. We saw a big influx, probably a couple of days before. I'd say 2 days before Yakes, the actual day off Twitch.
Something like that. Yeah,
we saw a big influx of numbers, and then
it started last
the actual
week,
day off Twitch. Yeah. And then the day off Twitch, we saw a big jump for sure, and it was pretty good. I think the outcome
that would have been the preparation to the day off Twitch. People would have been looking out for their options, because obviously people either stream on a daily basis, or that could have just been one of their days that they streamed, and they wanted to keep doing it, which is cool.
I mean, the outcome of that, I mean, obviously we're not going to see the Twitch side of the outcome. We're not going to see the numbers from their side, but it's not going to take an idiot to realize that it definitely did something. It definitely hurt to have that in your bottom pocket. And look, I know a few streamers. One, as I was mentioned just before the show, Zelliand has actually announced that he's leaving Twitch and coming to Glimesh full time. So again, I think that's opened up the eyes to a lot of people that were like sort of tossing and turning whether they should stick with a big brand or whether they should try and look at a little one and try and move into a smaller workflow. And I think Um, when you touch on Glimesh, Trovo, Brime, all those other ones that people are now opening their eyes to, I think it's kind of put the gauntlet down for Twitch to either run it or not run it. And I think they're going to have to do something pretty drastic over there at the moment. And like we touched on this last week, I think um, that day off is just highlighting that there's a bigger problem, and we'll probably get into that bigger problem in a little bit, no doubt, in the show. So we
Uh,
won't
I
probe too
mean,
much. But yeah,
there's always been a bigger problem. The problem has always been there. Twitch has always just put a band-aid solution on everything,
yeah,
and just they don't care. I
they
mean,
just
they're
tried
all
to
in it
stop
for
it
the
bleeding, even though it's still hemorrhaging out
yeah.
underneath. It's
I
you know,
mean, but they don't care. Like they know that they're making money
They moved on
in
and
one way or
said,
another,
"Hey, happy September." That's
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
But
It's like,
the
oh,
numbers,
yeah, no,
numbers
yeah.
since
Oh, on that actually, just real quick. So everyone had the day off on Twitch
yeah,
on the 1st September.
Mhm,
On the second of September, September launched, but
mhm.
also on that day, Twitch made a post saying that their emotes were now up on Giphy. And they were like praising that since like it was the best thing since sliced bread. And I had a good rant about that on Twitter. Like this is Twitch.
Mhm.
This is what Twitch will do. They knew that a day off Twitch was coming.
yeah,
They knew that there were problems. They knew that people would leave the platform.
yeah,
But they put all the emotes out on Giphy, and that is what they care about. They,
yeah. It's
they
it's.
do not care about anything else.
Nope.
I mean, we saw some numbers just before the show about the bigger issue, and the bigger issue being the bots. I
Mm.
mean, and this is what the
Mhm.
whole day off Twitch is kind of stemmed for, is these bot raids and things like that. These hate raids and all that kind of stuff. I know we touched on it last week, but to see a streamer in 7 days make 600 plus thousand follows, I mean, you've got to start looking to your platform, and you have to ask. And not speed, Jakes, I know we spoke about this briefly
Mhm.
before the show, but I mean, if you take the bots out of Twitch, how many people are actually there? Like, that would be a number I'd love to try and get a hold of, and just seriously put it up and show
It's 10.
that there's 60% bots and 40% people. Like, yeah, I'd love to be able to get an accurate figure on
Yeah.
that, because it's definitely
Oh
causing a
yeah.
problem, and it's creating a bigger problem for Twitch that I don't think they
Mhm.
can get a hold of.
I reckon viewership numbers would drop by a third.
Probably
Like
across the board.
that's how big of an impact it would be. If you got rid of all those view bots and shit like that, that number would just plummet.
Mhm.
Like,
And I mean, we saw this before the show. Like, I showed you guys those numbers, and I mean, Yakes, personally, can you seriously get your head around those situations that we showed you on those, like the
No,
big follows and stuff like that? I mean,
no, it's
we're
a
all sitting here
problem. It's a
thinking
problem.
we're competing with these hot tubs and stuff, but we're not really competing with that over there.
Mhm.
You're competing with the people buying bots everywhere.
Yeah,
I
especially
mean,
as a
the hot
streamer
tubs.
trying to get your foot in the door. If you're trying to do it the right way, and someone can just pay bots to boost their numbers and get 10 steps ahead of you, then what's the point at that point? Like, you're just gonna get buried between not only bigger streamers, but between bot accounts anyway.
Well,
Do
that's
you
it.
really? I mean, we touched on one part of that bot there before with uh with buying, say, the subs. I mean, you're paying that company $70 to give you 50 subs, but you're making 100 back on Twitch. Like, do you really think Twitch is aware of this issue? Like, do we really think that Twitch is actually like aware, or even do they care?
They're aware of it, but
I'm
it's
sure.
boosting their numbers, so they don't
Yeah.
care.
Well, that's it. Like, I'm sure they're 100% aware of everything that's happening. Like all these other websites that are providing bots and views and all that. Again, they're making money. They don't care.
I mean,
I mean, their revenue. It's just straight up revenue for them.
it's just like the bot problem in World of Warcraft Classic. I mean, you've got all these bot accounts that go into the dungeons by themselves and like wall hack and get all these rare materials and just inflate the markets. but they're also
Yeah.
paying for a subscription to play the game while doing that. So it's like, are they really going to stop it?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I
and they
mean,
won't.
I guess we're just touching back on last week. How do you stop the bots? I mean, that's the big question that Twitch has got to answer right now.
2FA. 2FA. Hands down, will stop it.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I
I
mean,
mean,
that in itself is a major change to do to a platform that's
Yeah.
so big,
like
so
it's so
established.
grounded now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah.
just, I think it's just a situation that Twitch kind of didn't foresee in the future, and they've just kind of left the door open, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden it's just bang.
I mean,
Yeah,
either
exactly.
one, verifying an email address, verifying phone number, like either way, just some kind of two-factor
Yeah.
authentication.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, like bots are easy. Bots you can just sort of make up like that.
Yeah.
You can use VPNs. You can just bounce them around everywhere. Like they're never going to be traced, and you
But the
can
other
just
question,
just slam channels. Like
the
there's
other
no
thing is
tomorrow.
though, wouldn't Twitch like wouldn't Twitch be looking to these streamers who are using it and seeing the inflation in their numbers all of a sudden? Like, I mean, you can't go from say 15 one day to 500 the next and be like, no, like no one being aware. Like, oh wow, you've just grown exceptionally overnight. Like, come on
Why?
now. Like,
It's a great look for them. You've got this channel that's exploding, as if they're not going to partner that channel. You know, they're
hmm,
going to get more ad revenue from those channels, and they're getting just sub revenue as well. I mean, they don't. It's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
yeah,
The streamer gets
it's
profit, Twitch gets more money. Like,
yeah.
it's just
I think that's just going to be a big pot. And the more we start digging, we're going to need shovels and excavators, and we're just going to keep digging to the very end
but
of it. I think it's just a problem.
I guarantee if they did implement something like 2FA, there would be a lot of people cracking the shits over it, and I think
Oh
that's what
yeah,
they're more concerned about. Because that's going to hurt them more by implementing something like that.
because the cheaters will be found out.
Well, that's it. All the people who are corrupting the system are going to be the ones that are going to be speaking up, saying, "This is unfair. You can't do this. We refuse
Yes.
to
Yeah,
do this." Blah blah. And
yeah,
Twitch is going to be like, "Oh no, don't leave the platform. That's going to hurt our numbers."
Yeah.
yeah. But that's like you're saying. They're the ones who are going to speak up. Are the ones who have got, you know,
Yeah.
the ones who are using these bots and who don't want to sort of
Yeah.
let that
I mean,
go. They'll be the
that should be a
ones
red
who
flag
speak
there.
up.
If you're like pro bots on a service, then you shouldn't have access to the service. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, if
Yeah.
they came
it's
out with
pretty
like
sad.
if they came out with this announcement, it's like we have this magic technology that's going to locate bot accounts and block them from using the platform, and then you've got people that are like, well, wait, don't do that, That's gonna then that is the person buying the bots or running the bots, and you found him
Mm,
out.
But
You found
you
him.
can't identify that. Like,
no,
there's
you
no
just can't.
algorithm that you could make up that could
I
identify
was
a
just
bot.
saying, hypothetically, if there was this
Yeah,
magic software that could find the bots and ban the accounts, like get
Look,
rid of them, and you've got people that are like, wait, don't use that. You're gonna ban my bots. Then that is the person that is
yeah,
benefiting
they're
this. That
definitely
is,
using it.
yeah,
like
Yeah,
I'm
like
sure they've looked into options like 2FA. I'm
yeah,
sure they've looked into that, and they've looked into the implications of them implementing that.
yeah. The
And
implications would be no more bots.
there's,
I was going to
but
say,
yes, but there'd be too much of a risk in because it's a big company and they've got like investors and shit like that. When if you were to implement something like that, all your numbers would just tank, and your investors would sit back and be like, "Hmm, not touching that anymore." And they would
Yeah.
just slowly start to back out, and then it's just going to crash.
Well,
And
and that brings you back to
ultimately,
the
they're thinking about
problem
their bottom
where
line,
it's more about the money than creating a service for the customers.
which has always been more about the money.
yeah.
Always.
But that's the thing. Do you think they actually know the right numbers? And do you think they actually like see it?
Uh, I'm sure they would.
I mean, you'd have to.
I'm sure
They'd
they
have to
would.
see the numbers, surely, of actual physical
They
accounts
would
versus.
they would be investigating this, and they would know roughly how many actual users there are and how many fake users there are.
Yeah, they'd
Yeah.
have to know the number. There's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd have to know the number. But yeah, anyway, right. So we don't want to delve too deep into that bucket because that's just going to be a
I mean,
shitstorm that
it's an
about to show
ongoing
itself.
issue that's never going to stop.
Yeah.
Oh
Let's be
no,
honest.
it's just going to get uglier and uglier over there until something gives out.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously the day off Twitch was an impact.
Mhm.
Maybe not necessarily bad on Twitch, but definitely good for other places.
Yeah, definitely good for smaller platforms. Where I think people are looking to smaller platforms because there's that potential to grow. Grow with the platform, grow with a new community.
I think the
I think that's
potential
what
is
they're more looking for.
yeah, I think the potential is more growth on the community side of things, not so much the platform. It gives them a chance to recreate a brand or reinvest in
Yeah.
themselves a little bit more and just get a little bit
Well,
more out of it. I think that's what they're.
you're going from a community where you literally cannot compete. If you're a smaller streamer, you can't compete. There is literally nothing you can do. You can be as the most entertaining person on the platform. It's not going to do anything for you. Like you were fighting a losing battle over on
Yeah, that's
Twitch.
right. Yeah, that's right.
And the only way that a lot of these channels have got to where they are now, not talking about like the big names, they obviously did the hard work, but all these like newer channels that have just exploded, they're using the bot side of things, and
Are you
you can't
convinced the
compete
big
with that.
guys? Are you convinced the big guys did it without the bots?
Look, I'm sure they would have been tempted. Maybe some of them did dabble in it at some stage.
Yeah.
Whether they continue to do that, I very much doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too risky to do that.
Oh, okay.
If you're that high up the chain.
But it's not impossible to think that maybe they used it as some steps along the way.
Yeah, I mean, they may have assisted themselves at some point. Earlier on, they might have
Right.
boosted their
So
channel a bit. But you look at channels like Ninja. Like Ninja just happened to be playing the right thing at the right time to the right audience. He just got
Yeah.
exceptionally lucky, and that's how he got boosted to stardom. Like some of like the mid tier partnered streamers, yeah, they might have done it, but a lot of them would have just done the hard work, which I congratulate them for.
Hmm.
so
What were we gonna say, Lord?
Deceptus has sent me basically what Twitch sent out to everybody. As you see, he sent it to me to Twitter there. So first and foremost, no streamer should have to experience malicious and hateful attacks. Duh.
Yeah.
Hello, geniuses. These are not just violations of our community guidelines in terms of service, but also attacks on what Twitch community represents: support, excitement, creativity, and positivity. So get rid of them.
Yeah,
I don't understand. Like, if it breaks your TOS and your terms of service, then get rid of the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Many of you reached out to us and share experience, ideas, and frustrations around botting, hate raids, and harassment of marginalized creators. Thank you. Your input will continue to shape the tools we're building to better protect all creators. Again, why are they being reactive to a situation and not proactive? Why are they not building this to safeguard the community?
I feel like
Um,
Twitch is being very two-faced about this situation. They've got the public face, which is we're doing everything we can. We
Hmm.
support every streamer. We're trying to do all of this, all of that. And then there's the other side of it where it's like we don't give a fuck.
yeah, here's the
Yeah.
left hand here's the left hand saying, look, we're giving you, but here's the right hand taking from the fucking investors and
Yeah,
saying, we don't care
yeah,
about those guys. Fuck them,
It's like
yeah. It's like
the old
no,
angel and
yeah.
demon from the old cartoons.
So it goes
Essentially,
on.
Twitch is Mr. Krabs
Yeah,
of
it
the
goes on.
streaming world.
When it
I like
when it comes to
money.
I
safety,
like money.
so
Why
when
did
it
you
comes to
build another
safety,
streaming platform? Money.
Money.
Um, yeah, so it goes on to a bit more of it. When it comes to safety, our work is always ongoing, never final, which means we are constantly updating and our service technology, safety tools, proactive detection filters, and global blocked words list as we are developing new tools, improved operational support, and policies to curb hateful conduct, harassment, and targeted attacks. Our new tools have been in development for months, and we're working to launch them as soon as possible.
What a load of crap. All right. So we touched on last week about banning like just one word, right? All the
Yeah,
variations of that word.
the
It came out to
algorithm.
like millions of possibilities just for one word. Twitch is trying to come up with an entire list of all of these words that they're trying to ban.
Yeah.
Good luck.
All right, so we
It's
go
not
on.
going to matter.
We go down and it says, we know it's frustrating that we can't share more details about what we're working on. The individuals who are targeting marginalized creators are highly motivated. The more information we offer about what we're doing to stop them, the easier it becomes for them to navigate around those plans. We also know that future tools don't solve the problems you're facing today. So below is information about the tools and resources that are currently available. We'll be hosting a creator camp focused on moderation tools on Wednesday, September 15 at 9 a.m. Pacific time, where we'll discuss the tools and tactics below and strategies for using them to combat targeted attacks. So we go into the first one, which is Safety Center. We've consolidated all of our information about safety into a single source to make it easier to find the information you need. We created a page specifically to address the strategies, tools, and tactics you can use against targeted attacks such as hate raids.
All right, what
We
I'm
go
getting
on.
from this is that Twitch has stuff that they're working on in the background that they obviously don't want to make public because then it's going to make the creators of these bots, it's
Pre-plan
going to
ways
make it
around
easy.
them.
It's going to make it, yeah, it's going to make it easier for them to make their attacks in the future. Which, okay, fair enough, but whatever Twitch is making up, it's not going to be enough. Um, but on the other hand, they're also just saying, all right, so we're doing our thing, uh, but it's mostly up to you as the creator
Oh, it gets better.
to take care of this problem
It
that obviously we don't know how to control yet.
this email gets better. It gets better. So
Oh
they started
boy.
with the Safety Center. The next thing, the very next headline: Creator Camp. Learn from other creators about streaming on Twitch. For tips about moderation from other creators, check out Creator Camp page on moderation and safety, or watch the VOD from our most recent moderation stream.
All right, so each channel has to rely on
Yeah.
each channel has to
So
rely on
Twitch is
themselves
basically just
and their moderators.
Twitch
And
just
Twitch is like, okay,
Here, you do it.
we don't know. We're gonna do our thing. You do your thing. Good luck.
talk to your fellow
Yeah.
creators and
If
have
you don't
fun.
want these on your channel, find
Yeah,
a way to deal with it yourself. We're gonna go over here and count our money.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
The
Pretty
next
much.
one.
Me
The
millions
next one.
dollar.
Yeah.
Automod and block terms. Automod uses machine learning to detect messages that could be inappropriate. There are 4 levels. The higher the level, the more types of messages that will be held for review. You can also block specific terms and emotes in your channel. Automod and other moderation settings such as block terms, email verification, and followers only mode can be updated in your dashboard settings moderation. Again,
It's
Twitch is
machine
working on,
learning.
but it's Twitch saying we're doing shit, but just
Like
go find it yourself.
machine learning is fine, but the problem is that it is AI machine learning. It's it's taking it's constantly taking information
Mhm.
and learning from it. It's never going to block everything.
No.
Like there's there's always going to be a new way to get around whatever's there. It's again, it's
Twitch is
another
gonna build a
band-aid
Terminator
solution.
before this is all over.
Mm.
It,
And
it,
then
it's
the
it's a
final
band-aid
one,
solution.
the final one in the email, the final heading, chat modes. Chat modes such as follow only allow you to control
That's
who can
exactly what
chat,
I was
when
talking
they can
about.
chat, and what they can send. These can be toggled on and off quickly using chat commands. Setting a non-moderated chat delay can also give you and your moderation time to remove any harmful messages before they are visible to chat. Again,
All right. So
we
hang
know
on.
there's a problem,
So
but do it yourself. Like
So there's
that's
already in that no. So you've already got like some form of delay on
yeah.
on stream, right? You then
Mhm.
have the option to delay your chat,
Yep.
which is
Mhm.
steering away from the interaction side of things. Yeah, for
Yeah.
moderation purposes, it might be good. Uh,
Mhm.
but if you're getting raided by bots, you're going to need a fair bit of delay to
Yeah.
Exactly.
to organize that shit. Like you're looking at 30 seconds at least
Yeah.
of a delay.
And at that
Just
point,
to
you're
be
just
like, oh
killing.
well, shit, we're getting spammed. We need to take care of this quickly.
At that point, you're
And if you
killing
were,
your
if,
content for the viewers that actually want to be there and interact with you.
Mhm.
exactly.
So
But
again,
if you're like a smaller streamer, right, and you've only got like one or two mods, and you just get slammed with all these bots just hate rating you, good luck. So
I
you're
mean,
not gonna. You
if you're gonna
literally have to stop what you're doing to deal with that situation.
if you're gonna stream with a 30-second delay or higher, you're probably better off just recording your stream and uploading it then at that point, because you're not gonna
you
have any
may as well. That's
interaction. You
Well,
right.
can't interact
that's
on a
it.
30-second delay.
There is no interaction with 30-second delay.
Because that 30-second delay then turns into a minute delay, because you got, okay, someone types in chat, well, now it takes 30 seconds for the streamer to see that, and then another 30 seconds for the response to actually come back through to the person in the chat.
It's
So you're looking at a full
yeah.
minute.
I mean,
It's
it's a
crazy.
30-second delay, but in total, it's sort of like a relative 1 minute delay. Yeah,
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
look, Twitch is saying, they're talking a big game, but they're trying to tap dance their
Well,
way
have
out
they
of it.
not?
I mean, they're not really committing to anything. They're just trying to tap dance out of it and move away from it. So I mean, as you say,
And
Twitch is grounded. It's kind of stuck where it is. It kind of can't make too much of a change, because if they do, they're going to have the people arc up.
like you're gonna have a lot of people hating the platform. Like if they really put their foot
Yeah.
down, shit is going to hit the fan,
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
and they
100%.
know it, and that's why they won't do it. That's why they're bending the rules and like making like hot
But
tub
like,
categories and shit to sort of
you see, this
you
is
know,
this like Deceptors just said there in chat. If they don't change, more people will leave. And I mean, look, at this point in time, I think that's the only way Twitch is actually going to do anything is if more people leave.
see like but there's a bigger problem there. Like you're gonna have like there are still people pushing for partner on Twitch. Like there are a
Oh,
lot of
you
people
still got your
pushing for partner.
fanboys, yeah.
Like you're going to have that Twitch fan base where they're
Mhm.
just going to be like, I'm, purple blood, like through and through. Like
Yeah.
I will never leave the platform ever, ever, ever. Then you got like the group of people who are like, okay, I can see the problem, but I don't want to move because of everything that I've built.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they're sort of on the fence about the whole thing. And then
And
you've
then
got
you've
the
got the other
other
ones who just go, I don't give a fuck, I'm
group
out the
how
door.
like I've had enough of this shit. I'm going
Yeah.
elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that group of people that are going elsewhere, it's a very small group of people.
Yeah.
It needs to be what they need to do is they need to organize a big clusterfuck together and say, right, 10,000, we're out the door at one hit, just bang, gone. And I think that would be your influx. I think that's where you'd see a
Well,
change.
people
But
need to
they're still
people
not
need
going
to
to.
open their eyes to what's actually going on. Like
Yeah,
there are a lot
I
of
that's
people
the
who are just
problem.
completely oblivious. They don't know what's going on in the news. They don't know what's going on with Twitch. All they give a shit about is their channel, their viewers. That's it. That's their little world.
Yeah.
That's all they care about. They care about getting money. That's it.
I
They
mean,
don't.
as
They don't know
as
what's
great
going
as
on.
the idea for a day off of Twitch was, I think it needed to be longer to actually make a difference. It needed to be at least a
Yeah.
week off of Twitch, not just a
Well,
day.
there were a few people who were taking a week off Twitch.
Yeah, but
They're
like,
like, yeah, look, I'm supporting a day off Twitch, but I'm not streaming for a week.
yeah,
We did talk about this last week, though, didn't we? We said it needs to be longer than just a day.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The, the,
I,
it
I,
needs-
I think a
day
day
is
it's gonna be
there's
like,
no
oh,
impact there.
look at that. Oh, okay, we're back to business now. Because
Yeah.
then they were immediately pushing September and all that other stuff. Like it didn't change anything.
I mean, I think they've had servers go down longer than the day off Twitch anyway. So
Yeah,
it's not,
Yeah,
it's not like they're not used to having, that infrastructure drop and
it's
having
just
no
an
one there. So
extended
it's-
maintenance day. That's all it is.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah, that's what it
Um,
seemed like.
But
Okay.
obviously, on the topic of people moving, in the last week we have seen Dr. Lupo and Tim the Tatman
Hmm.
leave Twitch and go to YouTube Gaming.
Yes.
Courage had left the week before. We missed that, but yeah, Courage JD had
Oh,
also left
Courage
as
left
well.
as well. Yeah.
Courage is
Okay.
gone.
Okay.
So
So
you've got
that's three big names that have left in
and
the
Nick
last week or
Merckx
so.
has put out a kind of illuminating tweet saying that he's going to Vegas to sign a new deal. It
Mm.
doesn't need to be
Yeah.
rocket science to figure out who's in Vegas.
Yeah, and the fact
Um,
that Dr. Disrespect had mentioned that in one of his posts
Hmm.
is incredibly suspicious. Um, but obviously, like big names leaving the platform, that's going to have an impact. Uh, how many would it take for Twitch to start shitting their pants?
Can you imagine if XQC left?
he's not even one of the top guys, dude.
Not anymore.
Like, nah,
No.
not really. The thing, look, again, Twitch will live by the mantra: for every one that we lose, we'll gain 5 more.
Yeah.
And all the ones leaving is just saving Twitch money. That's all they're doing is just giving them more money for the other,
Yeah.
you know. So I don't foresee Twitch really being in any position with the big guys. Like, yeah, Lupo's gone. Um, I think, if you saw something with, say, um, maybe if Ninja did something, maybe that might trigger
Uh,
something to happen.
I mean,
But
Ninja
I don't
already
even think
left
that's going
once
to
and
happen.
came
Like,
back.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
but
I have spoken to some of my friends who do stream over on Twitch, and they've said, if Ninja were to go, it wouldn't be that much of a shock because he has already left before.
that's right.
Yes.
Like, it's
But
like,
Yeah.
things like Nick Merckx again. That's already tweeted. That's one to watch.
I mean,
Again, a lot of these guys who are talking about leaving are all friends with the Doctor anyway.
yeah.
They're all mates like what we were. And
yeah,
they all grew big together.
Yeah.
So it's
well, they
just
were all the top dogs of the platform, so yeah, of course they all knew each other. They were all friends.
Hmm.
yeah. So they all hung out. They're not stupid. They know what's going on. And
Mm.
I mean, I think this is what the public's got to open their eyes at. You've got to open your eyes to see these guys are saying, no, Twitch, we're done. See you, bye.
Mm.
It,
But
it, it just has
it's
to be
going to
done.
it's going to take a lot more than
Oh,
just three of them,
it's
or three
yeah,
or four. It's going to take, we're talking like double digits. Like it's going to take a lot
25.
of these big name
25
streamers
partners
to
need to
just
basically scrap their contract.
they're like the big top dogs. They need to be
Yeah.
like, right, we're done, we're out, we're going somewhere else. A lot of them have been going to YouTube gaming, which is a little bit interesting in itself.
Yeah.
Twitch
Uh,
Lite.
yeah.
Twitch
Uh,
Lite, really?
I mean,
Let's be
considering
honest.
that they're all sort of very good friends with each other and very good friends with Doctor Disrespect, and in light of Doctor Disrespect suing Twitch, could be
I
something
wonder.
there, perhaps, maybe.
I wonder if it's got something to do like around the disrespect ban, where then Twitch said that no one can actually stream with him on Twitch. So like
Could
they
be.
couldn't do co-op sessions. They couldn't do something like this because he's on YouTube. They weren't allowed, even if they were on their Twitch partner, they could not stream with him on their channels on Twitch.
I think that
I'm
actually
wondering if
was a thing.
that's what's
That could
pushed a
be.
lot of people over the edge and said, you know what? No,
Wait, that
it's my
explains
channel.
why his buddies are going over there. It's like, well,
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
like,
But there's a little bit of a theory going on right now, is that because of the whole lawsuit that's going on right now, that Dr. Disrespect has sort of got in touch with all of his old mates, and it's like,
yeah.
look, I'm taking Twitch for everything that they've got. You need to get out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Bolt now,
uh,
boys, before you get caught up in the crossfire.
that's the theory that's going on right now, and it's a very plausible theory. Like,
Yeah.
it does actually make a lot of sense, and he could be like in negotiations with YouTube Gaming right now. It'd be like, look,
Hmm.
I want to try and save a lot of these people who've worked hard to get to where they've got to. Uh, I want to bring them over here, and I'm sure the heads at YouTube Gaming would be like, big names, all right. Let's
Yeah.
Back
go.
on Sky Boys.
Yeah,
Keep
you're right.
running up back in a minute.
Yeah, and I mean that's a pretty good theory, and
Yeah.
I'm tempted to believe that's exactly what's going on right
I
now.
feel like there's probably some credibility to that because there's a lot of nothing being said about the whole situation right now.
Oh, everything's very hush hush.
Yes.
Everything. Yeah. There's not a lot of talk about stuff at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that's what sort of creates the speculation
Yeah.
of there's definitely something bigger going down that we
Yes.
don't know about yet. Whether that be in regards to Dr. Disrespect or
Sorry,
other
boys.
streamers, there is definitely something bigger
Yeah.
that's happening.
Because if there wasn't, they would be giving more details like, hey, just this big misunderstanding happened. I'm working it out with them. But instead, it's like, no, I'm going to destroy you.
Yeah, well, that's his plan.
Yeah.
His plan is literally like as I said last week. One of his quotes was, "I'm going to be suing the shit out of Twitch."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is just going in
He's out
ham
for blood.
and just yeah, absolutely. And he will quite happily take Twitch down if that's what needs to be done.
Oh yeah.
I think he just wants to shit on their name. I don't know if he actually wants to take them down. I think he just wants to make their name look like shit so people actually are aware of what's going on.
But he has the power and the money
Oh yeah.
to make a big enough impact
Mhm.
where Twitch's name is essentially mud.
Well, it
Yeah,
already
exactly.
kind of is moving towards being mud
Twitch
anyway.
is a dirty name. Like Twitch is a dirty name. Don't get me wrong, but it's not mud yet.
Yeah.
Put it this way:
Like
we're throwing little spoons of water on Twitch's name, making it mud. He could throw the fire truck on it and say it's shit.
Yeah.
Like he has enough
Yeah.
water to make it shit. So, look, I mean, he's pushing that point. So we'll have to watch that space and see what comes of that as well.
Yeah. So like kind of on the topic of people moving, like what would it be like, right, if one of these top dogs over on Twitch, they decided, look, I'm sick of all this crap over on Twitch. I just want to go back to doing what I want to do. I just want to have fun streaming, playing games or whatever. I want to go to a younger platform, right?
Mhm.
And not necessarily the highlight that is YouTube gaming right now. What if one of them was like, I'm going to go stream on Glimesh? What what kind of impact do you think
That would be
that would
crazy.
have?
Go on, Yak. Sorry.
But I was just saying that would be crazy. Like I don't I can't imagine like a big streamer being like, "Hey, I'm gonna come over to Blemish," but like that would be kind of crazy.
I mean,
But it's
it
not.
would depend. It would depend on the attitude of the streamer. Like if they,
Yeah.
okay, let's say, for example, Lupo came here instead of going to YouTube, he brought his 14 million people, right? Let's say he brought every one of those people across. Would his attitude be, hey, this is what I'm calling home, you support me? Or would he be the sort of person that would say, hey, let's go and help build this platform, get around, go and see everyone,
I mean,
make friends, go and learn, and push that point and actually build the platform up? Now, if he took option B, probably see a lot more substantial increase in streaming as well as the viewership. If he went option A, I think you wouldn't see much. We saw a lot of that with the Trovo take when Mixer went under. It was like, hey, I was a partner, you should make me a partner, and then it's like, but what do you do?
I mean, I think
had,
back a couple years ago, PewDiePie, a big YouTuber, signed a contract with D Live, and so like all of his streams were over on D Live for a little bit, and a bunch of people came over there and like watched his streams. But then like once his contract expired, he went back to YouTube for live streaming, and everybody just went with him. Like they didn't stick around to the platform. They came in for the big guy, and when he stopped streaming, they all left.
Yeah, we saw that on Trovo. There was a streamer in there who was partnered on a couple of platforms, basically. And they bring over there, and they had 700, 800 people. But they're all guest accounts. No one would create an account. So when he stopped streaming, like for the day, those people just fucked off.
Yeah.
So again, yeah, it has to have the streamer has to have the mentality to bring people in and
Hmm.
encourage them to stay on the platform, create their account, get stuck in straight away, and get
Yes.
out and build the community. That's what has to happen. If you pull a, but you pull a Shroud in, for example, you'd have to have him saying, "Look, guys, get out there, be active in the community, you know, be a better system than what we had on Twitch." Like you'd have to have that
Yeah.
mentality.
Like
Otherwise, you're just going to bring the mentality over, and it's not
like
going to end
I
pretty.
I honestly like I wouldn't want like a big Twitch streamer that's got millions of viewers just say, hey, I'm gonna pop over to Glimesh without the goal of saying, hey, I like the ideas of this new platform. Let's come here and help build this platform up. Like
Yeah.
if they just like fucked off and decided to come over to Glimesh and just stream because it's like, oh, this is different, and then whenever they move on from it, just everybody leaves with them, then what's the point? Like it spikes up the traffic. Maybe you get like a handful of people that stay, but most of them just leave with the big streamer.
Mm.
I think you'd find that probably about a quarter of their following would be, okay, we're going to go search the site. We're going to see whether there's anyone else that we actually like or whatnot. But yeah, unfortunately, a large majority of those people are like, I'm only here for this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's it. That's all I care about.
But that then falls to the streamer to encourage them to get around. Like, let's go and see,
Mhm.
we're going to
Yeah,
this streamer today. Tomorrow we're going to go and see a new person. It's up to
Yeah.
the streamer to promote it. And I think, are the big guys too out of touch with that?
I think they are.
Maybe.
I
Maybe.
think a lot of them are. Yeah, but a lot of them, the popularity's got to their head.
They forget where they
Very,
started.
very, very few. Yeah, well, that's it. Everyone started with nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, we all did. Uh, regardless of who you are, you started with nothing, and if you've
Yeah.
done the hard work, like fucking kudos. Like that.
Mhm.
That's great. But it's a touchy one, really.
The biggest thing you're going to find with a lot of those partner streamers or bigger streamers, they're going to, leave their contracts with Twitch and expect to be, paid to stream somewhere else, and that's what they're going to do. They're just going to chase dollars. They're
Yeah.
not chasing
Yeah,
the camaraderie. They're not chasing the community. They're chasing money, and I think
Yep.
that's the problem. Is you'd have to be looking to someone who's ready to like just retire from professional streaming as such and just be like, hey, I'm just a dude on a platform just doing my thing, like.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
like
a
us.
lot of these big guys do have the money to just do that. To be
Oh,
like, right, well,
yeah.
I'm gonna not take money now. I'm just gonna just stream, just to stream.
Man, just chuck up a stream
A
here
a
and
lot
there
of
and
a
hang out
lot
on the
of them
platform and
can
shit.
do it, but
Yeah.
how many
Will
would
they?
be willing to do that?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the problem. They won't
There'd
do it.
be
Yeah.
there'd be very, very few of them that would be like, right, I'm just gonna stream for just fun,
Yeah.
just for like another 10 years or whatnot. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Because they're too used to getting a paycheck. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And they forget where they
Yeah,
started. That's one thing that, we have said on side note and we encourage chat and everything to do is even if you do get big, don't forget where you started and the reason you got started.
Absolutely.
remember your struggles. Remember what you went through, because I guarantee there's going to be everyone else that's going through the same stuff.
Mhm.
Be somebody's reason to keep streaming. That's something I live by. I want to be somebody's reason to stay streaming or, you know,
Mhm.
it's as simple as that. But yeah, I don't think the big guys are actually in touch with reality anymore. I think that's the hard thing. And, I'm sure we're going to see it, we're
Yeah,
gonna see it.
that's
We're
it.
gonna see the potential, Ninja or someone approach Glimesh and say, "Hey, I'll come and stream if you pay me millions of fucking dollars." And bye bye. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone does come over to Glimesh, it has to be on their own free will. There has to be like they have to have seen the website, seen the
With no
platform,
expectation.
seen the community, done their research, be like, okay, is my community going to be good for this
I mean
platform?
that's how each and every
Or
one of us came over here.
yeah,
We found out
or
about
is
the
it going to
platform
be,
and here we
or
are.
is my big community going to ruffle the feathers too much?
Yeah,
Is it just not the right time to move over?
I think maybe a
Yeah.
big streamer would probably keep it tight knit. Probably wouldn't release it to their community and then just maybe check it out a couple of days a week,
Yeah.
see how they sort of built, and then get a name, and then maybe adjust from that point and say, look, we've been over here for the last month and a half. The community's really awesome. They could go back and they could promote it, and then say, all right, this is what we're going to do.
Mhm.
But I just don't think they're in touch with reality enough to actually warrant them doing it.
They're not.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is the truth. I mean, it would be really cool to have someone who was, decently established to pop over and be like, look, this is going
Oh,
to be
for
my
sure.
home now. I really want to. I love the mindset of everyone on this community. I love the platform. Like, I really sort of want to help out and, you know,
Providing they
promote
had the right
this.
attitude, it would be brilliant.
Yeah,
Fantastic to
it
have,
would
for
be
sure.
great all around. But in reality, I don't think
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
I don't see it either.
I think we'll see a lot of newer / smaller streamers moving over. Some medium ones might consider it, but more than likely they're going to stay over there or move to other big names because the big names.
YouTube,
I mean,
Facebook, and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Oh,
it.
big names equal big dollars, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
We have seen a massive influx of new users
Yes.
on the platform.
Oh,
We
yes.
definitely have.
Yes.
I haven't seen the latest open data if there is any.
It's
the
not
last
just new
one was,
users, it's new streamers, new viewers. It's new everything.
Yeah,
Last count at the 30th of August was 460 new users in that week to take us to 43,945.
yeah. Unfortunately, that data won't update until tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to see how the last week has gone.
Speaking of tomorrow, while we're on that subject, don't forget it is also the Glimesh board meeting tomorrow.
Yes.
No, that's
So you'll get
Looking
some more
forward to
insight
that one.
into that.
that's
A bit more insight into
that's in 2 days US time. It's Tuesday. Today is still
Yeah,
Sunday.
so
Tuesday, tomorrow for us.
Yeah. Well, you guys live in the
either way.
future,
Well,
so
all right. So in what, a day and a half's time, the board
Yeah.
meeting's going to be on. So for anyone that's new that is interested in looking at all the details of the month that has been over on Glimesh, like
it's like
that
48
is
hours
where
from
you
now.
need to be. Yeah,
Make sure, checking that
you'll
out.
find everything there. They do broadcast that on the Glimesh channel.
TV/Glimesh.
Glimesh.
Yep, and it does get uploaded to the Glimesh YouTube page as well.
It does. It does.
And you
indeed.
can also get the
haven't
text
missed
version
that.
down the bottom of the page.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you'll always get the blog, which essentially just is a rundown of everything that happened.
It's the text version of the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So even if you do miss it, there are multiple opportunities to go and catch up on all that information. I do highly recommend doing that.
blog.glimesh.tv. You can go and check them out.
I know there's going to be at least one thing that's going to be said that's going to intrigue me a lot. I mean, there usually is. I'm fingers crossed for the mobile app. I mean, we'll find out soon enough, I guess. I mean, I
Maybe.
know you guys probably
we
know
won't.
something. Like, I know you guys would know more than what I would, and that honestly,
Nope,
that
Incorrect.
we don't.
that irritates me.
We know as much as you guys do.
Yeah.
We don't get any special treatment.
Uh,
We don't.
We
Honestly,
don't.
we don't.
yeah.
Nope.
Anyway,
We don't know
no,
much about it at all.
I mean, I
Yeah,
know that
Glim
the mobile app is highly requested, and
It is
It
coming.
is.
it is due very, very soon. So hopefully
It's
we'll
coming.
get some news about that.
It's coming. Yes, you are right.
I
It is
know
coming.
I know
That's
it.
It is coming.
It's
Yep.
coming. It's coming very, very soon. I know that. I know it's just around the corner.
Just which corner we don't know.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah. All right. We'll move over into some news before we get Parko in. So one bit of news that Windows 11 finally has a launch date
It does.
of October
joy.
5.
Wonderful.
I mean, it's not going to affect a large majority of people because they're not going to be able to run it anyway.
Exactly right.
But even so, like Microsoft still haven't confirmed exactly which hardware will be supported. I mean, there's a rough guideline. I mean, it needs to have the TPM and the secure boot function in the BIOS, but apart from that, like no specific hardware has been stated. They're basically just promoting Windows 11, and oh, it's gone.
It's gone.
Is it gone? Oh no!
What'd you
Can
do?
you? I don't know. But
We're still
they're
recording, so.
yeah. But basically, they're promoting uh, Windows 11 and just saying, look, now's a great time to buy a new PC, which is kind of just a
Yeah,
jab, isn't it?
apparently our whole stream is
Whatever you've
offline
got.
right now. Our whole stream is gone.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, like, all right, OBS is gone. It's disconnecting. It's live. We're live again?
Yep, we're
Oh,
good.
there
We're
we
good
go.
for that.
We're good.
Okay.
Cool.
OBS disconnected.
OBS just had a fit. It's all good.
That's nothing to do with us. Um,
OBS is on
but yeah.
Speed's PC, by the way, so it's nothing to do with me and Yates.
Yeah.
It's all on him.
Well, hey, on the good
No,
news,
no,
we didn't lose the recording. Recording's still good. So,
Yay! I mean,
The-
it's always going to be.
so
We love
speaking of
YouTube,
which,
apparently.
if you're interested in what happened during that 30 seconds we were off air, that will be available on my YouTube channel when I upload the video at the conclusion.
Just
So
gonna
you'll be able
watch
to
it now.
tune in there and find out exactly
Yeah.
what we were up to during those 30
Uh,
seconds the stream was offline.
OBS has had some mad issues lately with disconnecting.
I actually have not had any OBS issues lately. I've had ISP issues, which drove me insane, but
Yeah.
OBS has been fine so far.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the Windows 11 stuff. Again, if you missed it, you're gonna have to watch the YouTube video. Haha. Suck it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find
Um,
out.
Also, I'm calling this the PS5 blunderbuss, right? Because holy shit, is there ever issues with the PS5? Like I know I'm an Xbox man myself, but I have very open opinions when it comes to technology. I'm very open about all of that stuff. But the PS5 right now, oh my god. So a newer revision of the PS5 has sort of leaked. They didn't really announce it. They just sort of pushed it into production and didn't really tell anyone about it.
Is this
Okay.
all
It
the
ended up,
cooling in it?
yeah. They ended up showing up on shelves over here, and that's how people noticed it. So they've gotten rid of they got rid of how you needed like a screwdriver to take the base off and whatnot. It's now like a tab screw or something. Apparently, it's a lot more user friendly or whatnot. The fact that you have to pull apart your fucking console to do stuff to it is disgusting. So it's apparently 300 grams lighter,
How
and
much is that?
it's it's under a pound.
Oh, okay.
It's under a pound. So Austin Evans, who runs a tech channel over on YouTube, he did a breakdown video of of the whole new revision
Any ounces?
compared to the old console. So he stripped them both down, showed them off side by side, and immediately he saw why it was 300 grams lighter.
Half a pound.
The heat, there's half of a heat sink there.
Yeah.
So the new revision has a smaller heatsink. That's it. That's the only change they made. They didn't change anything in regards to the chassis or anything else. It was literally they cut down on the heatsink. and he did some temperature checks, and the new revision runs 3 to 5 degrees Celsius higher, which is 6 to 9 degrees Fahrenheit, uh,
Why would oh,
higher than
man.
the original revision,
Why?
which is dangerous.
Yeah.
Why would you want it
I
to
mean,
run hotter?
but
Like,
they've
you're
saved
already pushing
money.
heat.
They've saved money.
On,
That's
They've
why
saved money
we've
for
saved
3
money.
months.
they've reduced production costs.
We've
It's
saved
smaller heating.
approximately
It's less
$5
waste.
on the production of every console. You should be
And,
happy.
yeah,
You should be happy.
yeah.
We've cut down on the
Hang on.
cost,
I
and
mean,
we're still selling it at the
it's
same price.
exactly.
I was going to say, it's
Uh,
still going to be the same price.
Yeah.
But a much bigger problem has come to light because of this video that Austin Evans did. Scalpers have essentially just taken everything that they've got. Every
Yeah.
PS5, every new PS5 revision, they have just taken the whole lot, which is not surprising. Scalpers are complete assholes.
Yes.
But it has caused the price of the PS5 to skyrocket over $1,000 US. That's the major downside of all of that.
What?
So
Okay.
if
And from,
Here's the
and
thing
from,
that like infuriates me is like, why are people paying that much for a console when there aren't even any good games for it out yet?
well, the other problem is they can't get them because of the chips. They're looking
look,
another 12 months before they can even mass produce these things.
Like,
well, no, all right. So there's nothing wrong with the chip supply. It's the demand for the chips that is exceeding the supply, giving the illusion that there's a chip
I hope
shortage.
every one of these scalpers cannot sell the consoles and they're just stuck with warehouses
No,
full of these
I
things and
honestly,
cannot do
I
anything with
honestly
it.
wish you were right, but you're not.
I know.
People are going to buy these damn consoles.
I
Like
know.
the Series X can be upwards of $1,500 on eBay.
Mm.
Australian, like it's like,
I wish
and
Yeah.
they were just
that's like
sitting on
that's like
piles of these,
double the
not
price.
able to move the stock. Like, I wish
But
that was the
people
case.
will happily, like, if they don't know any different, they're like, shit, I really want a new console.
Yeah.
There's this one available. It's a little bit more expensive. Oh, I'll buy it. Whatever. At least I get a console.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
how they're
exactly.
thinking. So you're never going to stop it.
No.
It's just always going to be bad.
Yeah. Scalpers are
Um,
like the worst kind of
Our
but
person.
special
yeah,
guest is just tidying up a
but
couple of things and we'll be maybe a
but
couple of minutes late.
Okay.
as you said, Lord, like that. I believe it was Toshiba. Was that right? Toshiba came out and said that the chip supply is going to be very tight until at least September next year.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
So
saying. They're not going to be able to get
yeah.
it's.
So if you wanted a new GPU, a new like gaming console, CPU, you are shit out of luck for the next 12
Although I
months.
have heard the 30 series will be a little more accessible early next year. But as for the consoles,
I don't
they're
trust
going to be
anything
late
Nvidia
next year.
says. I don't trust anything Nvidia says. Uh, yeah. I mean, eventually demand will die off,
Oh yeah.
but I think we're going to be feeling this longer than the next 12 months, and that sort of slightly concerns me with like this generation of consoles, because obviously Sony and Microsoft are working on their next generation of consoles. Uh, when will that come out? Because if there's been such a delay with people getting this generation of consoles, and it could be years before they even get one, you know, how's that going to impact the market? Are
Oh,
they going
they'll
to
still maintain it. They'll
delay
still
their next
maintain
gen
the
console?
builds.
Yeah, but are they going to delay the next generation of consoles,
Nah,
or are they
nah.
just going to release it on time and just be like, oh, that's it?
They'll have
You're
a
you're
deadline.
still looking at probably another 10 years for the next brand of consoles. Anyway,
You'll be
so
looking at
Oh,
20,
yeah, I
30
know,
probably.
I know, but it's already been. Oh God, how long has it been since the console's launch? It's been
it's
a
been a year.
year.
It's been a year. But
Yeah.
you
They
also
only
like
launched last
you
year.
haven't even hit that cycle yet where you've got games rolling out on the regular for the new consoles yet, using specifically the new console hardware. You've still got
I
games that
mean,
are
they're
launching on
coming.
4 and 5 or 1 and series. Like they're still like coming out
Well,
yet, but
any
A
any
lot of
games that come out on Xbox come out on both the Xbox One and the Series
yeah,
consoles, or they're Series exclusive.
yeah.
Um, Sony, for some reason, believe in generations. So will only release games on PS4 or only release games on PS5.
Yeah.
Uh, that's they're just trying to dig the money out of everyone right now.
Yes.
Um, but I mean, like, still, that's like you're looking at 2 to 3 years into that 10-year cycle where
Yeah, but
people
that
might
won't
not
stop
be
them.
able to get a console.
They'll just pump out the next generation straight afterwards. It won't phase them at all. It really
I
won't.
don't.
They won't care. They'll just push it straight down and they'll just keep going because it's just a business model. It's just get the next one going, get the next one going, get the next one going.
Hmm.
It's not going to stop. I mean, it's going to be the way it goes.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
They're not going to go, oh,
Also,
look, the PS5 didn't really launch for 4 years, so we're going to just like wait another 10 years now, make that whole program 14 years long. It'll be a 10-year window from
yeah, yeah,
whatever
I
to
don't know.
whenever. So we'll be looking at 2030. I think will be our next point. But
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Close to that.
Also, Horizon
5.
Horizon Zero Dawn
Oh
was
yeah.
apparently supposed to have a free upgrade path from the PS4 to the PS5. Sony seemed to have forgotten that part, and we're going to charge people for the upgrade until everyone cracked the shits, and then Sony backpedaled hard and was
That
Forgot.
like,
wouldn't
"Oh
surprise me.
yeah,
Forgot.
we did say that there was going to be a free upgrade path." So they they've backpedaled on that. They've uh, made sure that that's free, but it does put into question which other like AAA titles uh, that are on the PS4 that are going to come out on the PS5 are going to be subject to that neglectfulness. I reckon there's going to be a good handful of
I can't think of any off the top of my head, but
Not
them.
at the moment, no.
I mean, all I seem to see that Sony bring out now are just remasters of old titles.
mhm.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's all. I don't see any new games. I do like every now and then, but it's like, oh, we've remastered
I know
Final Fantasy
they've been
again for
teasing
the seventh time.
they've been teasing
You
some
know?
kind of Crash Bandicoot project for the PS5, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a Crash 4 port. But
Oh yeah. I saw something briefly on that as well the other day.
yeah, they're teasing something, but we'll see.
But the latest Crash Bandicoot uh, was next gen anyway.
Well, yeah, it came out on PS4, but they've been teasing like some kind of Crash
PS5
Bandicoot PS5
Bandicoot
thing.
for PS5, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm incredibly confused because because that what was it? What was it called?
Crash
It was
Bandicoot 4. It's about time.
yeah, it's about yeah. I
Yeah.
mean that came
It's
out on next gen Xbox as well. That came out on the
but
Series
it's
console.
not on PS5 yet. That's
Seems to be a Sony
I'm
issue
just
right now.
saying
A lot of games.
that's what I've seen teased on
I
Twitter.
mean,
So
well,
that's
I
what
will
I've
say
seen.
that
I listen. I'm
the-
my Crash
right.
Bandicoot is kind of my thing. So
Look,
just
I will
listen.
say that the medium has also been a thing, where the medium has been out on Xbox for like forever and a day. It seems at this stage, and it's only just getting a release on PS5 now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
I still need to
like
finish that game.
why so late? It doesn't make any sense.
I still need to finish that.
Uh,
I like started playing and then stopped. Sorry,
anyway,
Anywho.
going off on a
are
tangent.
we ready?
Shall we bring in our special guest
Is our guest ready?
Yes.
and get that run? So let's get the man, Mr. Paco, down in here.
Hello,
Mr.
hello.
Paco, sir.
Hello, hello.
How are we going, sir?
Now that I've muted the stream, good.
Yeah, you-
A little
it's
echo.
true. Yeah, Speed did that last week to us at the start of the show.
Yeah, I tend to stuff things up like
Oh,
that.
damn. All right, well. Oh, lady with the rookies comment. Look out.
Rookies, please.
Damn.
Right. Now
Professionals.
you can tell I'm a real streamer because I was unprepared to start and I went ahead and did it anyways.
That's I can relate
That's,
to that. I can definitely
here
relate
we
to that.
go.
That's how you know.
Ta-da!
Haha.
The man himself, Mr. Paco. You guys would have seen Paco getting around the platform. You'll see him in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
See him in the discourse. You'll see him. You'll hear him in the board meeting in a couple of days. So let's.
If you're even remotely interested in Glimesh, I am 100% impossible to avoid at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, he is everywhere but nowhere. So when you don't expect him, he's there, and when you expect him, he's still not there. Anyway,
I feel like that's accurate.
Yeah.
so today, folks, we're going to find out about the man that is Paco, not the Glimesh Paco, but the man that is Paco. So we're going to fire some questions at him, get an understanding of where and what Paco was about before Glimesh, and then obviously we'll open the chat up and we can fire some more questions from the chat, and we'll go from there. So fire over, boys. Let's go.
So what got you started along your current path of choice?
So this is actually one of my favorite stories ever. And this is the story of how I started streaming, how I became a streamer at first. Um, so I had a friend. It's actually Britzarugi, who's on the community team as well. Her and I have known each other for years. Her and her husband are big gamers, and she loves The Sims. So when The Sims came to console, she wanted to get it on Xbox because they didn't have a PC. And she was like, we had, the group that you game with, your core group, the five of us. She wanted to make us on The Sims and stream it so that we could all just watch and enjoy the chaos, basically. So um, she started streaming on Twitch, and the delay made it absolutely impossible because she would be like, "All right, tell me which shirt you want." It's like, "Okay, give me that one." No, 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 go back. That one. No, why are you still going? I said, "You're still moving. Stop it. Go back." I said, because the delay was so bad, you couldn't do it. So she was like, "Well, let's try Mixer. It's built into the Xbox now. It's supposed to be low latency, whatever. So let's try that." So she started streaming on Mixer. And we literally prepared in no way whatsoever because we didn't plan on streaming. We were just trying to share it with one another. And people started showing up and they just kept coming and they kept coming. This is the first time we had ever gone live on anything whatsoever. And we ended up streaming for 10 hours. By the end of the night, we had hit like 60 concurrent viewers. It was ridiculous. And I guess me and my friends are just the right kind of stupid because people really enjoyed hanging out with us. And we had like 1,200 followers within 2 months. And I'm talking, we had no knowledge of what was happening at all, just in the least bit. So I had to scramble and kind of learn everything because I was the only one with the PC. So I was running bots off my computer. I was gaming and streaming as well from it at the same time. My poor little shitty computer that I had.
Poor thing.
Oh, it was so bad.
In there.
But we had to scramble to get all this knowledge that we did not have. And in the course of that, I learned that it's hard enough to find information about, like best practices, if you will, for streaming. But I learned even more quickly that it's hard to find good information. And that frustration kind of drove me to um, learning as much as I could. And I ended up creating a Discord server called Mix It Forward to help people. I helped people like brand new small streamers, new streamers, like get their stuff set up. I had artists in there that would work with them, either for free or super cheap if they wanted to commission something. I had people that worked in like cybersecurity type stuff, give them like, a quick rundown of how to protect yourself online. All these things that you don't think about if you just turn on your Xbox and hit go live and then suddenly
Yeah.
decide you want to start streaming. So that got pretty popular. And a lot of people knew who I was from that. I was also very active on our Mixer. And um, long story short, I ended up taking over our Mixer. So I am the one that owns our Mixer on Reddit. And I've been running that for the last 3 or 4 years. And from there, right when Mixer announced their shutdown, like 2 days later, Clone had posted or he posted something asking for people to give him some feedback, like just answer some questions because he was, working on a project that was untitled at the time. Um, he had just started, getting some early ideas together, and I was like, I'll be happy to talk to you. I feel like I've got a pretty unique perspective, having been a streamer, a moderator, an educator, a viewer. I run our mixer, so I talk to streamers all day, every day in here. I talk to some of the mixer staff on a regular basis. Um, so if you're looking for brains to pick, I feel like mine's a good place to start. So he was like, "Yeah, sure."
Mhm.
So ended up talking to him, and he told me about what he was doing, and I was like, "That sounds really cool." And he said that they were going to do a Discord server, and he was going to invite me to it if I wanted. But he was like, "I have no idea how to use Discord, really." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll get on there and help you out. No big deal, whatever." And a year later, here I am.
So the brains behind Glimesh couldn't run a Discord server to save his life.
Well, it was just something new to him. My man could
That's crazy.
program damn near anything. He fixes
Yeah.
cars all the time, builds walls in his basement and shit.
Code an entire website, but couldn't run a Discord server.
Yeah. He just needed a little practice. I mean, you saw he accidentally set the general chat to not safe for work the other day, right?
No, did he really?
I did see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
For about 20 minutes yesterday.
Oh,
Anytime you went
shit.
into the Discord server and went to general chat, it's like, this is a not safe for work channels.
I did
About to
see
get-
the
about to
aftermath.
get
of that,
spicy in
though.
here.
Damn.
He butt dialed it basically.
So,
Yeah,
Paco,
that's it.
what would you say your interest is? Like, what would you say your heart's into?
Oh man, I don't know. It's kind of a weird one because like I'm a creator. Like I love to create things. I'm a musician. I like to fiddle around with things and build stuff and take things apart and not know how to put them back together. Um, just that kind of stuff. But I'm also extremely lazy. So I, I tend to plan projects and then not ever do them. I think I'm a planner. Actually, I think is where my heart is. I love to plan things, but not weddings. So there goes that
Well-
career path.
So you couldn't be a wedding planner.
No, I did as little as possible with my wedding. Like, which of these flowers do you like better? I'm like, the cheaper ones. I don't know. It's good. The wedding crasher I can do. Absolutely. But no, I'm a creator. Like, whether it's, very bad art or very bad music. I like to be creative.
Fair enough.
So, what kind of games are you currently playing right now, or what kind of games are kind of on your wish list that are maybe coming out in the next 6 months or so?
First of all, I'm waiting for New World.
Mhm.
Of course.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are.
And the Diablo 2 remaster also. I'm going to be playing the shit out of that. Right now I'm playing a lot of RimWorld because that's one of my favorite games in the world. I've been going through Dying Light again because I'm excited about the second one with a group of people. So we've kind of 4-player co-op going from the very beginning to all the way, and we're into the DLC now with the Dying Light campaign. Because that game is awesome.
Okay.
I play a little bit of everything, really.
I was going to say,
Except
I don't
sports
think I've
games.
seen you.
Fair enough.
I was gonna say I don't think I've seen you play any one game. Well, always
so
think I've
random.
seen you do multiple things. Like you were doing that
Mhm.
dodgeball one at one stage here, and
Yep, Knockout
Oh,
City.
Knockout City, yeah.
yeah, Knockout City. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I love watching that
um,
game.
Here.
That game is so much fun
Yeah,
to watch.
let me look at my Steam recent games. I played a game of Phasmo with some friends earlier. I tried Albion Online.
I've dropped
I'll
the
be playing The
stream.
Forest with some people. RimWorld, Splitgate. King Under the Mountain, which is similar to Dwarf Fortress RimWorld.
Mhm.
No Man's Sky, Noida.
Yeah.
Just random stuff. Blade and Sorcery.
Nice. Sorry, I'm just being distracted by the current issues on the stream right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just noticing it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Uh-oh.
just it is
I
crapping
broke it.
the bed.
Well, hey, the recording is still working.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing we can
Right.
carry on with
That
the
is
recording.
good.
So, again, everyone's just gonna have to watch
Yeah,
the YouTube.
the
video.
YouTube channel.
Damn, such a sad moment.
Nuts today. I don't know what's going on. I broke it. No, you didn't, Pucko.
Lol.
Oh, I forgot. That's the one. See, the reason that
That
emote didn't
emote's
work is
it's still
because
broken.
it's spelled wrong.
Oh,
it's
Somebody
spelled
spelled it as Glime cringe,
it's
not
G
Glim
lime.
cringe.
G lime.
Yep. Glime cringe.
Oh wow.
wow. Maybe someone should fix that.
Maybe
Just
somebody with
saying.
the permissions to edit the global emotes should.
Possibly.
Cough clone.
I'm almost positive I can't edit the global emotes. Nope.
Is there anything
anything-
that you'd like to say about yourself that people don't know about yet?
If there's something that people don't know about me right now, it's because they're not listening, because I never shut up, honestly. This is the first time I've been a guest on your show, and this is the like second or third time I've been on the show. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always going around talking to people. I mean, there's not really like there's no awesome hidden secrets. Like, I don't have an alter ego that's really cool, unfortunately. I mean, I'm pretty straightforward, really. True.
That's good though. Well, we need people like that
So
around.
I want to ask Pucko a
The
question that we
transparency.
touched on in the podcast. What would you feel? Let's say, like a ninja or a shroud decided they were going to pull up stumps on streaming and just wanted to come back and do it for fun, and they decided to come to Glimesh. How would you see that? Do you see that as a gain for
That'd be
Glimesh,
great.
or would you see that as a
Well, I mean, like most things, it's not going to just be one thing. Obviously, it would be phenomenal because it would be massive coverage, a huge wave of interest, but it would also bring a lot of challenges. It would be a lot of people needing a lot of help because people are trying to figure out, the little idiosyncrasies of our platform, because we do a lot of things that are some are slightly different, some are very different. We're, we're not really cut from the same cloth as the other streaming services. And I just don't mean like our ideals, just the way we do things tend to be a little bit different. Um, so a lot of people would have a lot of questions, and we would have to really be on our game to make sure that we were helping everybody the way we want to be able to help everybody. Um, if Shroud or Ninja or somebody with a huge following were to shine a spotlight on Glimesh, the first thing I would absolutely do is start looking to expand the GCT, because we would really need those extra people to be available and make sure that the things are getting done that need to be done. But on the whole, I think it would be a very positive thing.
fair enough?
Okay. Here's another quick question for you. If money wasn't an object and you could travel anywhere, where would you go?
Germany. Never been, always wanted to go. Know a
Mhm.
surprising amount of German people. And I don't know. I love the architecture and the countryside there is ridiculously beautiful.
Okay.
Hmm. I wouldn't mind going to Germany actually.
Well, shit, let's go together.
Side note
So
goes
I,
to
I
Germany.
wouldn't I wouldn't mind it. No, because like obviously I studied the language back in high school, so I actually liked German as a language
Me too. I didn't
regardless. But
study it in school. I took Spanish in school, but
mm,
I dated a German girl for 3 years, and all of her, like her family was German. All of her friends were German, because near where I live, there's a Mercedes Benz factory, and they actually bring a lot of people from Germany here.
yeah.
So my choices were either learn some German or live in constant fear. So I opted to learn some German. So, I've forgotten a lot of it, except, of course, for the bad words. There's the important things.
Mm.
But if I do ever end up in Germany, I can find a bathroom and I can order a beer. And what else do I really need?
That's
Yeah,
true.
well, that's it. And the great thing about Germany is it's a very open culture.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Great people. I love German people.
Well,
Like I said, I've known a lot of German people, uh, especially when I was younger, and it's like they're just a lot of fun most
mhm.
of the time.
Well, if we're going to Germany, I'm gonna go hot lap the Nordschleife. So.
There you go.
Yake's is
I
going
would
race
like to
car driving.
experience. I would like to experience a proper Oktoberfest.
there,
Yes.
there you go.
That is cool.
Yes.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
I'm already used to German beer, so I won't have that culture shock. So that's
But-
good.
Yeah.
'Cause anybody that's used to drinking like Bud Light, and you go over to Germany and order a beer, you're gonna be like, "Why do I have to chew this? What the hell's going on?"
Why is that statement not one that I'm surprised by? Like,
Right?
there's just certain statements that come out of people's mouth, and you're just like, wow, I never thought of that. That
Yeah.
statement that just came out of
Yeah.
Paco I was just like, I wasn't even taken back by that.
Well, I've had a lot
Yeah,
of I've had a lot of Wisconsin brews that are very similar to that. So.
Yeah, this is a typical American beer. Like you go to Germany and you're like, "This is different. What is this? Oh, it's flavor. That's what." Okay, I'm not used to it.
Oh, it's not water. What?
Right?
this is what it's supposed to taste like.
I
What?
don't
Right.
consume this for hydration.
So this is what happens when you do it right. Interesting.
Got it.
We've got
Uh,
no questions fired in from the chat. So
that's right. Where do you see Glimesh in say 12 months? Where do you hope to see it in 12 months?
Where I hope to see it is a maybe not a household name, but one that's known. Something that people are aware of, and we're getting more people here, and things are rocking and rolling. Ideally, I'd love to see more people being involved in the platform, not necessarily as a streamer or viewer, but as people contributing. Like just people that are interested in things, doing cool things like creating mix play type stuff with the interactivity, or finding cool ways to manipulate our code, and like we had meshed early on that kind of changed the look of things, like stuff like that. One of the goals that we do have is to have a basically an app marketplace type thing for Glimesh eventually, where people that create these third party applications and hooks and programs and stuff, we want to have a place that we can kind of organize all that and get it in one place, and it's attached to the website. And if it's something that um, you buy, then we want to have it kind of hooked into our system,
Mhm.
so that you only have to get paid out from one place. You're only filling out one tax form. So if you've got
Yeah.
your sub button set up, you can also get paid if people want to buy your app or bot or whatever it may be off of
Mhm.
the Glimesh marketplace, which is not the
Hmm.
actual name of it.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I guess that kind of ties into like donations, I guess.
Mhm.
Because I know it's been discussed a while back, but donations on platform, essentially to simplify the the
Yeah.
transaction process.
Yeah. So for all intents and purposes, a one-time subscription type thing.
Hmm.
I don't see why it wouldn't work. I think, and this is not something we've discussed, so this is all
No,
me just kind of
no,
going off the
that's
top,
fine.
of course. But I do think the first thing we would have to do is the same process that we apply to most things, and that's to break it down, look at all the pieces, and then build it back up Glimesh style. Because
Yeah.
we want to make sure it's something that makes sense. Because if it's a one-time donation, maybe 50-50 is not the way to go. If it's
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
recurring fee, maybe the way we handle that is not the best way to do it.
Right.
Those
Yeah.
are questions that we would need to answer to before it's something that we did. So
Hmm.
definitely want to break it down and build it back up and see what we have there. But I think there's a lot of really interesting things we could do with that for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to look at obviously a smaller percentage as like a
Mhm.
transaction fee
Mhm.
or something. But yeah, I'd probably just break it up into brackets, like larger donations incur a smaller transaction
Sure,
fee
yeah.
or whatnot. That's one thing that's interested me for the longest of times now, especially since the support button came in. It's like it definitely
Mhm.
opened up that realm of that
Mhm.
could be a possibility. Uh, it'd be very
I
interesting
love
to
that
see
support button
if
too.
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be very interesting to see what actually comes via that support button in the future.
Mhm.
Because I,
I
I
know
know
I
we've
know there are
already got
some.
the subs and the
Sorry.
Streamloots integration as well. So
Mm, yeah. Oh, I
And
know
you know,
there's some other ideas in the
mhm.
works
mhm.
uh, for stuff like that. Obviously, we're not going to talk about that. But there are things in the works, and I can't wait to see that stuff, come
There's
to life.
just so
And
many cool possibilities of what we could do with that too. Like,
mm,
I mean, the first place your mind is going to go is three things. It's going to be subscriptions, donations, and something like channel currency, like bits or sparks,
mm,
Mhm.
whatever.
yeah,
And yeah, those are all definitely options for support. But then you also have things like Streamloots, Dixper, anything that's anything that is a way for streamers to make money. Things like coffee
yeah.
or
Mhm.
a tip jar, whatever the hell's still out. I don't know. But there's just so
Tip
many.
jar.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Like
There's
stuff
so
like
many cool
Patreon and
things that
stuff
we
too,
could
right?
do with that. Patreon,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm,
Like no shit, even OnlyFans. Because let me tell you the policy about sex work on Glimesh. As long as it's within the TOS, you're good. One of the things in the TOS says linking to outside sites. As long as if there is nudity or adult content through a link, it needs to be behind a paywall or a
mm.
sign in, I think.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. I think it's really funny because technically the way we have it worded, OnlyFans is permissible, but Twitter is not. Because Twitter allows nudity without a sign in.
I think there
That's
needs to
true.
be
Yeah.
a little bit of a rework
Wow. Okay.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I see.
someone should get on that.
So am I hearing
Right.
Paco's going out with the business dev team to go and approach OnlyFans?
Yeah. I would absolutely talk to OnlyFans if that was something we decided was right for the platform. I think that would be a blast. It'd be really interesting to talk to them. I bet they have
That-
some. I
yeah.
bet they have a very interesting perspective.
Yeah.
I
What
mean, well, yeah.
what sort of things would you like to see Paco on the platform? Like, what would you, as a person, or like take away the Paco from Glimesh, but Paco the streamer, what would he like to see on the platform in the way of integration?
Oh man, I'd like to see. I'd like to see us start getting some game integrations, just things like Minecraft,
Mhm.
so that you can do those mix play style.
Mm.
Hell, mix play type things. The interactivity is something I'd really like to see as well. Just because that stuff is so cool. Like
Are
I
you
used to
talking
have
like,
so much fun with that on Mixer.
are you like the marbles on stream and things like that, or you're
Yeah,
just
stuff
talking
like
mate?
that.
Yeah,
Like,
that'd be
Absolutely.
cool.
because I know Mixer had that what was that, Stranded Deep? That was that survival.
Hmm.
That'd be really cool to sort of get in touch with and get that back on, because your community could spawn in crates, they could change day to night, things
Oh
like that.
yeah.
So yeah, that's an
Imagine
interesting concept.
playing Skyrim and your viewers could just like spawn dragons like out of nowhere.
Right.
I'd have too many
Right.
bans on my channel. Ban that
Like
shit.
right. That dragon wrench shout's gonna get a workout. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
but you could get some like really deep, complicated integrations with that. Like
Oh
obviously
yeah, big time.
with like Streamloots. Like
Mhm.
if that was integrated with the interactivity part, so like it just
Yeah.
automatically
Absolutely.
did it. Ooh,
That would be really
Like
cool.
that'd be some big stuff.
imagine Minecraft, like, because Minecraft's a really easy example of ways to interact and everything.
Yeah,
Imagine buying a Streamloots card where you could play a card and it would spawn a creeper in the game or spawn a
yeah.
chest of goodies.
Yeah.
You know,
It just spawn the Ender Dragon like 10 feet in front of you.
right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
That'd be really cool. Like the only
That would
reason I
be
sort of asked
phenomenal.
sort of on that is I know marbles on stream is something that has been spoken about within the
Mm-hmm.
discords and stuff.
Mhm.
And would be a really cool feature to have. You know, the
Yeah.
interaction with the
Sure.
marbles and the races and stuff like that. It just creates its own interactivity on its own level. So yeah, it's interesting you sort of say that because I have heard people talk about mix it up and like the mix plays and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be
I was
something
a
I'd be
big
very
fan of
worthy to
mix
see.
play. See,
Oh,
mix play, like, it wasn't even just game stuff. Like, I was playing. Do you remember what's it called, the PT demo that was
Yep.
supposed to be a
Yeah.
Silent Hill game, and then they canceled. Like, I never got to play that when it was on PS4. Somebody remade it in Unreal Engine and
Mhm.
put it up online, and Konami is like, they're like more gangster than Disney and Nintendo about that fucking PT. Like, if it exists, they will destroy you. So a guy put it up online, and I happened to catch somebody post a link to it on Reddit about 5 minutes after it went up. I went and downloaded it immediately, and 10 minutes later, it got taken down. So I had a perfectly recreated PT in Unreal. So I decided to stream it, like blind playthrough. I streamed it on Mixer, and I had these integrations set up. So I was using a snap camera where
Mhm.
Yep.
people could like put the little like emoji faces on me and do all this stuff, but I also had it where they could like put a filter on my screen and it would make it look all spooky VHS distortion and
Mm.
play sounds kind of like similar to like what Streamloots does with their sounds and everything.
Yeah.
That I had this whole mix play board just for that one game. God, it was a blast. It was so much
yeah.
fun.
I do remember
I
that with mixed
screamed.
play. How you could have those yeah, you could have either a GIF show up on stream or
Mm-hmm.
text or
Yeah.
certain links in chat, the sounds, like you name it. That was actually really cool, and I
Mm-hmm.
knew a lot of
Yeah.
streamers who did implement that a lot.
So,
But
so what
obviously
would we have it
that
over
was sort
here?
of tied into a platform currency as well. So
But you could no. They were with Sparks, but you could change that and run it yourself on your own currency.
Yep.
You could run it
use
off your own currency,
you
yeah.
could use channel currency or you could set it to no price as well.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we're going to name this now Glimplay already.
We'll see.
I
We'll
mean,
see.
that'd be
Mesh play.
that would be a cool interaction though. Like it would be a cool feature to sort of have, like you just at the bottom of the stream and you just got this little box down there that just
Mm-hmm.
puts different buttons in. I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely something. I don't think that one is concrete on the roadmap, but it's something that has been talked about a lot. And
Mm.
one of the people that talks about it, or that I have seen talking about it, and that would really like to see it, is our main FTL engineer Hayden. He
Mm.
he's a huge fan of mix play,
Mhm.
and I know he wants to see it here as well. So that doesn't guarantee that it's going to happen, but
Mm.
there's always the possibility that he's an extremely intelligent guy. I mean, look what he did with our FTL. So
Yeah.
there's always
Well,
the
there's-
possibility that when things calm down, he's going to be like,
He's
He's
gonna get
Yeah,
bored and
I'm
start
gonna have a
creating
crack
stuff.
at
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I'm gonna have a go at it. But
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's
Yeah.
ever guaranteed, is it? Like, I mean, even from the very first set of roadmaps to what the roadmap changed to, it was very different anyway, and you just
Sure.
adapt on the fly. So,
yeah, but that's
I
why
guess.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I guess the potential for the platform is that anything could happen. Like anything could
Absolutely.
be implemented. Like it's just a matter of know-how,
And
essentially.
I think there's a large part of our community that doesn't fully understand that we are guided by the community. Like
Yeah.
they dictate what we focus on and what we do and what is important to Glimesh to succeed. Like we have think about what Glimesh has ourselves is the framework, right? It's just the outline. What we fill that with is given to us by the community, whether it's by community contribution or discussion, feedback, whatever. In some way, that is filled by the community. Like we have the framework and we have the our company ethos and ideals and morals that we want to uphold. But anything else, like we'll take it, we'll run it through that
Mm.
and see what comes out.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
cool.
pretty cool potential for that.
Oh yeah, big time.
I mean, there's big potential for anything that sort of gets implemented. Really,
Mhm.
it all depends on the limited imagination of either the creator or the dev work that's going on.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you're looking
Sure.
at Glimesh in that aspect as a Minecraft frame, aren't you? Everything that gets put into a Minecraft world is all by the community or by the
Mhm.
player,
Yeah.
so it's all there.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah, it just comes down to imagination and ingenuity.
We caught that on the podcast. He said it live there, son of a bitch. We heard that.
I've said plenty. I've said plenty worse than
Um,
that in general chat.
Well, but
Give
we
me
are
one
going
second,
to
guys. I'm gonna go grab a drink.
You're right.
Well,
we are going to have to wrap it up though.
Wrap the
for the show part,
podcast up.
yeah.
Yeah,
For the YouTube part. But we'll
YouTube.
once again,
For the
guys, what
YouTube
we'll do,
part.
we'll throw this open again. So once we sign off from the YouTube and whatever else, we'll throw it open. So if you do want to pop on in and have a chat with the man, feel free. So what we'll do once he's back, which he's back, we'll just sign off with the YouTube.
Yep.
Let Yake stop recording and burning out his PC.
Yeah.
Bye,
And
YouTube.
we'll stay live. And if you want to
Yeah.
pop on in,
So
jump into the general or the waiting room, we'll drag you down.
everybody that
Discord.
watched on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show, and hope you tune in for the next one.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube. Bye.
Bye.